So having discussed external environment and auditing, our next topic is on segmentation. This is a great topic for every marketer to know, or those that have interest in strategic planning to know, because it is going to enable us to understand how the market is. So what is segmentation? Segmentation is simply dividing the market into sizable, distinct units. And the reason that we do segmentation is because as a business or as an organization, it is hard for us to focus on serving all the people in the market. So the purpose of segmenting is to narrow our focus to a certain group. For example, we can say the youth. We only sell to the youth, or we only sell to the young children, or we only sell to the elderly, or we focus on a certain religion. Our business only deals with products that are consumed by Muslims, and so on and so forth. So this is a great topic that we are going to be discussing here. So we will be understanding how do we segment, and that's why we are saying this is a critical process when it comes to strategic marketing. And we are saying the reason for segmentation is to be able to provide the foundation of targeting and positioning activities. So we cannot do without segmenting as marketers. We cannot be able to say now, let us serve all the markets. It is quite difficult to be able to do that. Now we ask ourselves a very crucial question. Why do organizations segment the market? Number one, to better meet consumer needs more precisely. Very good. So once you decide to target a certain group, you get to know their needs and how to meet those particular needs, and it becomes easier for you to be able to do it. Then to be able to increase profit. So when you target a specific group, you are able to increase profit. You are able to solely focus on them. And the other point is that through segmentation, we are able to gain segment leadership. So we become good at what we do. So we can call ourselves market leaders. And the other one is to retain customers. So we want to have loyal customers. Loyal customers are those that will do what we call repeat purchases. So we want them to keep on coming back, because whatever they are getting from that segment or from that shop or from that business, it's really tailor-made for them, and it's great for them. They are really enjoying. So they will keep on coming for the goods, and they will also seek to see the improvement in terms of goods that are being offered by the company. Of course, every company has their own target group. We have mobile telephone companies, for example, that are going to manufacture high-end mobile phones like the Apple, which is in terms of cost, the cost is a bit high. But we have customers that are only accustomed to using that particular kind of a phone. So they will remain in the organization and continually be served by the organization. And the other one is to focus on marketing communication. So focusing on marketing communication means we are able to focus on how we are going to advertise and how we are going to make sure that our products are known to our customers. Then we look at basis for segmenting the market. Yeah, when we talk about basis for segmenting the market, how do we segment the market? The first one is geographical segmentation. So by this one, we have already said segmentation is about dividing the market. So when we do it geographically, we mean that we are focusing on geographical units. For example, nations, countries, counties, districts, locations. Yeah, so you will find a company is very strong in a location X because they decided to focus on that particular area alone. And that's what we are saying in the final statement, that the company decides to operate in one or few geographic areas. Then we have what we call demographic segmentation. So when you hear the word demography, of course, it's something to do with the population. So we look at variables of population in terms of age, in terms of family size, in terms of the family life cycle, gender. So somebody can have a business that only focuses on the male. So they only sell male clothing or all things related to the male gender. Others will do or sell goods and items that are related to the female gender. In terms of, we can also look at the aspects of demography are quite many. Residence, occupation. Occupation is about the job that they are doing, education, religion, generation, nationality, quite a number of variables there. So it is us as marketers now, as we strategize and as we set marketing plans, and we want to look at areas under demography, then we can look at our consumers in terms of occupation, religion, race, and so on and so forth. Then the third one is what we call psychological segmentation. Now, when we segment psychologically, we are looking at the inner or intrinsic qualities of consumers. Like, for example, when do these guys do purchases? When customers have different purchasing criteria. Somebody is going to decide to do a major shopping and they don't do it again within the month. So we need to study that. What motivates them? What will motivate a customer to do that major purchases? What are the perceptions? What do the customers think about the products? Some have gained knowledge in terms of them being able to learn. So how have they been able to learn about the product? We can be able to question all that, and it will help us to formulate very nice marketing plans. Then we can also segment in terms of social cultural segmentation. So we look at the traditions, we look at the beliefs, we look at the customs. All these, remember, all these variables are dictating how the customer behaves, how the customer buys the goods, and so on and so forth. And then we have what we call use-related segmentation. This involves categorizing consumers in terms of products, service, and how they use. We have what we call the rate of usage and the level of usage. Somebody will consume a product X for a number of times within the week, and you can see, like, we are always being given prescription of in terms of also drugs, this number of drugs per day. So whoever is selling drugs knows that if a customer comes for a drug Y, because of the level of usage, they must carry home this number of tablets. We have, for example, those guys that consume cigarettes, they consume beer. All of these guys have the level of usage and their degree of usage. And also within that particular use-related segmentation, we also look at the degree of brand loyalty. And from there, we have also what we call benefit segmentation. So this is segmenting the market by looking at what benefit do consumers derive from using a particular product. For example, those that have cars. Maybe somebody bought the car because of convenience. They want the car to be able to enable them to move from one point to another. Social acceptance, long lasting, that's another benefit also. The durability of the product. Of course, this varies with the kind of customer and what they are looking at. And so segmenting business markets, we are looking at a number of variables. We have demographic, industry. We can also be asking ourselves a very important question: which industry do we serve? Company size, what size company should we serve? Location, we can be able to ask ourselves in terms of location, where do we strategically position ourselves so that we can successfully be able to sell our products. And then we have operating variables. We look at the technology. What customer technologies should we focus on? User and non-user status. So we have what we are calling the heavy users, the medium users. I believe this is like a clarification of our previous slides. And then the other one is customer capabilities. Should we serve customers needing many or few services? So these are questions that we ask ourselves as we are doing marketing planning, and they are going to assist us come up with very nice formulated plans. So we have situation factors, urgency. Should we serve companies that need quick and sudden delivery of service? Very good. There are companies, for example, that are expecting raw materials from us. So there are some that will demand those raw materials very fast, that they need them very fast. So should we serve those kind of companies, or what kind of companies do we serve? We can make that particular decision. Specific application. So we can be able to ask ourselves, should we focus on certain applications of our product rather than all applications? That's a great question for every marketer. Size of the order. We have customers that want the large orders. We have those that want the small orders, and all of them are customers, and we need to decide now which one is going to benefit the organization as we plan and as we come up with marketing strategies. Then we look at the variables in terms of personal characteristics, buyer-seller similarity. Should we serve companies whose people and values are similar to ours? Attitudes towards risk. We have businesses that are risk averse, or that if they are subjected to any kind of risks, they are going to come to an end. So what kind of a market are we looking at? This is a great question, especially for financial institutions. They have an option to decide whether they concentrate on giving individual loans to customers, or they can concentrate on giving only they can lend to government, lend to companies. So it depends with the risk. Of course, they presume that individual lending is quite risky because it has a high level of defaulting. Then loyalty. Should we serve companies that show high loyalty to their suppliers? We can be able to ask ourselves all those questions.